Welcome back to Quantum Soul Ascension course, where today we're just going to go ahead and ascend. As I look out my window this morning, I see my neighbor who is packing all of her provisions for the day into the car, as she has done hundreds of times before. And as I observe her, I remember all of the elements that make up what I love about her. The laughter that they share in their household, her clumsiness, her forgetfulness, her nagging husband, just thousands and thousands and thousands of ideas that have come in over the past 10 or 15 years of observing her are kind of concretized into what I call Janice. And there's a flaw in that. There are many, many flaws in that. First of all, the perceptions that I have of her are not true. It's just how they filter through the imaginal mind that observes her. And secondly, seeing anything as an individual completely overrides the fact that individuality is entirely impossible. We can actually think of all of the people we have known or met or seen in airports, or every observed thing, every observed person is all part of the imaginal mind. The imaginal mind that thinks it sees, thinks it has things to do and an identity to defend, uphold, protect, or shift and shape and become a better human. I mean, all of the ideas that we lay upon ourselves as we run around in our individuated, separate minds. It's impossible. It just doesn't work like that. There are no individuals. We can actually think of the world population as being one soul, a collective soul if you want for just a second, but it's actually only one soul. I mean, there are people that do Akashic record readings for individuals, but it would be more accurate, although futile, to do an Akashic record reading of the one soul, the one collective soul. The one collective soul must contain every memory, thought, no matter how heinous, hideous, or beautiful, that has ever been thought or acted out throughout all of time since the first sentient being had its first thought within imaginal mind. How did pure consciousness drop a fragment, just a little momentary fragment? Because pure consciousness is actually timeless. So how did this little fragment dream of time dream? Did it have just a moment? Was there just one tiny smidgen of an instant where that occurred? It could not have happened in truth because it's imaginal, right? It's only reasonable and logical to put together that pure consciousness doesn't dream. So we may never know how that occurred. In fact, it probably didn't. I get so many times I've heard people say, there can't be a God. If there was a God, how would he allow this to happen? And that could be the death of a loved one or criminal acts or, whatever we're imagining at that moment, and denying that there's a God because the circumstances are insane. Yeah, that's pretty much imaginal mind. It's insane, but God is not. So we can actually say that the purity of both consciousness, pure consciousness, pure awareness, knows nothing of our dream. Nothing at all. We're dreaming. I mean, when you wake up from sleep at night, you don't remember your dreams. So when you wake up from being human, you're not going to remember this one either. Let's go ahead and wake up. Let us encapsulate every thought, moment, event, circumstance, situation, memory, emotion, package it all up for all of the historical timeline into one tiny little fragment of the collective soul group, imaginal mind, put it in your back pocket and leave it. Just for one holy instant, leave it all behind. Beautiful, ugly, hideous, extravagant, whatever it was. Just leave that for a moment and enter into the light of pure consciousness, pure awareness, where there is no thought, no concept, no time, no change, no movement. Peace, sweetness, super sweetness. And just for a moment, from pure awareness, look into the physical universe from way up there. See the beauty of the planets, stars, galaxies, all of the different formulations of light and color that make up the physical universe, which is infinitely vast, beyond imagination, absolutely glorious. Seems like that's made of time too, doesn't it? Because planets come and go, solar systems come and go, death and rebirth occur there. So it's probably not real. Anything real is eternal. Truth is true and nothing else is true. Nothing real can be threatened. Herein lies the peace of God. What is real cannot be threatened. What is unreal does not exist. So let's, from way up, way up there, in the light of pure awareness, consider omnipresence as the presence of an omnidimensional universe of light. Omnidimensional. So if you begin at a little place of absolute stillness and expand from stillness into a playful expansion of dimensional non-form of light itself, it has certain characteristics. It doesn't seem to go in any direction, yet because it's expanding, we get really playful with this, and we say that it might have different shapes, different fractal images, many unimaginable experiences of light itself. And if we just go to one place within a fractal, it opens up into omnidimensionality, continuously opening up. Our presence within this light is the omnipresence of God itself, or of Brahman. We can't fathom how vast this is. Yet this is our omnipresence. This is our true and natural state. We completely forgotten about the world. There's nothing else going on but the light. the purity, the sweetness, like a nectar that just keeps sweetening the heart, the one heart of being. If we look at the yin-yang symbol, we see that it appears to be split, even though it's one and will always remain one. The white side of that symbol has a black circle within it. What is that black? Let's say that the light is, in fact, Brahman essence or God essence, and the dark is Brahman God. God is in the light. The light is also in God. The dark, the black. It looks like two, but it really isn't. This is to say that there is an absolute supreme source of light, and that is God Brahman. But what many have called the black is the void. The void is void of light itself. Yet at the heart of this dark brilliance, this ineffable, nearly unspeakable dark brilliance, is the light. This meditation in itself is our not escape, because you can't escape an illusion. It's an illusion. It's more as though this is the essence, truth of our being. To ascend from imaginal mind with no concern for it whatsoever, because it is a flat out dream and never happened. What is happening is our inherited, brilliant omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscience. Omniscience, being of pure Brahman, knowing itself as all and nothing, the light and the dark. There's a brilliance to that dark, though. There's something, it's not entirely black, right? I don't know if the human mind can even begin to fathom it, but the divine mind can. And the divine mind is within the God spark that is consciousness itself, even when it's dreaming. So, quantum ascension. We include it all. We are all. And simultaneously, we are nothing. Play with this for a minute, because the more you ascend, or allow the mind, the purity of divine mind, to attract your attention, the less attention you give to the world, the more likely it is that the one soul of the apparent collective joins you in this. How do you save the world? By saving yourself, the suffering of imaginal mind. That is all for now. Be at peace.